Hello and welcome to Chuck's Diecast car and model reviews. Today we're going to be taking a look at this car. This is one of the, classic sports cars of all time, honestly. This is the Porsche Carrera RS 2.7 liter. And this particular model is in 1/18 scale and made by Welly. Okay, this is a pretty decent model for it being, everybody thinks of Welly as being sort of a budget model, but this is actually well done. I figured I'd go ahead and do a review of this today since I was at a Porsche car show yesterday and saw one, so we'll go ahead and talk about this particular car. For those of you who don't know much about the Carrera of this type, first of all, what happened here was Porsche, of course, wanted to take their 911 racing, and they needed to, of course, make a version of the 911 which was more racing oriented. But in order to race the car, you had to build a certain number of the cars for street use in order to be allowed to race in the series that they wanted to race it in there. So what happened here is they made this particular version. They bored out the engine to 2.7 liters. I think it had something like 210 horsepower, which for a car that weighs as much as a 911, these cars weigh, maybe 2,400 pounds. That was a good amount of juice, and it'll get you around the track pretty well there. So 210 horsepower. Of course, a racing, modified suspension, and it was lighter weight than the stock version, and so all the people at Porsche were like, we don't know if we want to build this car because nobody will buy the homologation versions that we sell to the public. But they needed to sell, I think, 250 of them. And as soon as this car came out for sale, they immediately sold out. And I think they ended up making like 1,300 of them in total because they were so popular. There was the sport version and there was a comfort version which had a little bit more creature comforts in it, like ventilation or, things like that, and maybe a radio or whatever. But it was definitely a sales success for them as well as a racing success. But let's go ahead and take a look at this model here, okay? It is pretty nicely detailed. You can see here that on the side that everything looks as it should. It's got, the nice detail on the handle and the mirror. Detail here for the lights is very good. It even has the black gasket material that goes around the lights on there also. It has solid black Fuchs rims, and I don't know if that is correct or not, or if they should have the polished area. I assume that there's probably more than one way to get these rims done. And you can see the the brake rotors in there too, but there are no brake calipers. Okay, but for the price I paid for it, I guess that's okay. Now looking at the front, of course, this is your classic Porsche front end. It has the early type of hood, meaning that it curves down here and is not flat. And the Carrera RS license plate on the front is a nice touch, and the air dam here is pretty cool as well. When you look here under the front trunk here, there's really not all that much to see. I mean, that's just a storage compartment. I don't even know if that's proper. I assume that there actually should be a fuel tank in there, but it's not, so who knows what the deal is there. Okay, but taking a look here at the rear of the car, you can see the exhaust and the tail light here, tail lights. Again, looks pretty good there. The classic Porsche badge back here looks nice, as well as the Carrera RS is properly located there too, and looks pretty decent. And the mesh and the 2.7 badge up here look pretty good also. Looking under the engine, or under the hood at the engine here, not bad. I mean, you can see the cooling fan and various bits and pieces of the engine in there, the intakes and the rear engine shroud back here and all that sort of stuff. So not bad. Again, this is a pretty much a budget model, so it's not bad for what I paid for it. Let's go ahead and open the door though, and then we'll take a look at the interior. In fact, let's just go ahead and open both doors so we can get a little bit more light in there. Now, taking a look here at the interior here, you can see that it is nicely detailed in there. Has of course, the proper steering wheel and the gauge cluster at the front. You can see the shifter and the brake lever and the center console there, and looks very nice. Door panels look good. You can actually see here that it has, instead of a door handle, it has a strap, which is what you use to latch and unlatch the door to, to save weight, basically. No regular door handle. You can also see here that the seat looks pretty good. That's a sort of your basic early 70s race bucket seat, and so that looks pretty nice there as well. Looking, of course, in general at the model, you can look at it and you can see that the paint looks pretty good. It's not bad at all in terms of no orange peel or anything like that. So good on Welly for doing a good paint job there too. And definitely this is a nice little model. So if you want to get a decent model of a Porsche 911 RS, I do recommend this to you. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed my review. And of course, if you did, please like and subscribe. Have a great day.